Why do we need to stretch? Reduce sore back pain and neck pain. Stretching feels great. It builds flexibility. This Hatha Yoga is for all levels. So join me today online. I'm Kathy with Yoga Around the World, now in Auckland, New Zealand. Join me for this Hatha Yoga. Remember to modify any pose as you need. Feel free to just go into cat-cow or child's pose or happy baby. We'll begin with closing your eyes as we take inhales deeply through the nose and exhale. With every breath, you're going to be centered, finding your purpose. And exhale. Big breath in, setting your intention for the day. And exhale. On your next breath in, let's inhale, hands go up. And exhale down. Bring your shoulders a little bit down. Rest your hands on the floor. Drop your chin to your chest, opening up that neck. Feel that gentle stretch down your spine, and just tip your head left to right. A few more times. And back up to center. Take your eye gaze over to your right. And center. Over to your left. And back and forth. Flow here at your own rate. Matching your breath to your movements. Start feeling your spine warming up as you do a gentle twist. One more each way. And back to the front. Go ahead and take your head, nice big rolls around in circles. Staying centered on today's practice, focusing on our core and abdominal strength. And another way. And back to the center. Bring your shoulders up to your ears. Nice, big, long spine, and down, pressing the shoulders down, up, and down, up, and down, up, exhaling down, inhaling up, last one, and down. Let's do big shoulder rolls, forward or back, big circles, opening up the chest, opening up the back. Nice, that feels great. And opposite direction. Nice. Pause here in the center. Inhale, hands go up. Touch at the top. Just do a little side bend, opening in the obliques. Feel those ribs opening. And center. Over to the other side. That great stretch all the way from the hip bone to the elbow, to the fingers. Back up. And exhale down. We're going to warm up our arms. Inhale up. And drop your hands right to the horizon. And flexion, extension. Let's warm up our wrists. We do a lot of wrist work in our down-facing dog positions. Going to warm them up. round and round. Other way. Get those knuckles all warmed up. Let's open up. All the way back. Open that chest. Interlace the hands behind your back. And just a slight tip forward. Hands go up. Looking straight down at the mat. And hands come down. Eyes comes to neutral. Inhale up. And drop the hands to the horizon. Nice. Hold your left wrist. Pull forward. Arm is parallel to the floor. And pull up. And drop the hand down the spine. Holding that elbow, just push as long as it's comfortable. Open that chest and start tightening and engaging the core. And rise the hand up. Pull the wrist up and forward. And hold on to that arm. Cross your body. Feel that great shoulder stretch. And back to the center. Other hand, holding the wrist, pulling forward, opening that shoulder blade, and pulling up. Stretching out those ribs, and drop the hand down the spine. Hold the elbow, pushing the elbow and the arm downward, looking down, tightening the core. Hand goes up to the sky, pull up, and pull forward, opening that back, and pull it across your body. If your mind starts to wander, let's just come back to our practice, come back to our breath, being so grateful that we're here practicing this healthy stretch workout. And come back to the front and release the hands. Let's go ahead and walk your feet out. Wiggle out those knees as we begin a few forward folds. Inhale up. And hinge from the hips. Reach towards the horizon. Gentle on this first forward fold. Down. Okay, if your knees are bent just slightly to release the hamstrings. Looking straight down. So you can go a little lower with every exhale. Rest your hands on your shins as you work your way back up, one vertebrae at a time. And inhale up. And one more forward fold. Hinge from the hips, reach to the horizon, and slowly drop down. Exhale, go a little deeper in this stretch. You should be feeling it in your hamstrings and your hips. Just go as low as is comfortable. Never push it too far. And hands on shins, rounding the back, one vertebrae at a time, and coming up. Nice. Let's go ahead and stretch out our ankles, round and round. Out of the way. And flex and point. As you flex, see if you can rise your ankles and your heels off the mat. And loosen up those legs. Pulling your knees into your chest. Nice big hug. Rounding the back, look straight down. And straightening the back, chest forward. As we move into our tabletop, roll forward onto your mat. Hands are at the top of your mat, all 10 fingers spread. Finding your tabletop position, knees are directly under your hips, about hip distance apart. Wrists are directly below your shoulder blades. We're going to start with some cat-cows. Start rounding your spine, and you bring your gaze down between your knees, down to your toes. Nice tall back. And flattening. Bring your gaze down along the mat and up to the horizon, into your cow. And flow here at your own rate. Inhaling in. And exhaling as you go forward with your gaze. And last one, nice big round cat stretch, pelvic tilt coming in and flattening your back. One more cow, hips are straight up, stretch that belly and flat back. Moving into balancing table, you're going to bring one hand straight forward, parallel to the mat, opposite leg straight back, parallel, eye gazes straight down. And we're going to really start engaging the core now. Squeeze the belly, squeeze your glutes, your thigh, strong arm. I'm going to hold here. Everything is tight. Everything is strong. Squeeze and breathe. Three, two, and one. Bring your hand and knee back to the mat. Other hand comes up along the horizon. Opposite leg, point that toe, squeeze the glute, and start engaging the core. Your eye gazes straight down. Squeeze. So tight, so healthy. It's great stretch and strengthener. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Release your hands and knees. Shoot your hips back to child's pose. Reach your hands way in front and drop your forehead to the mat. If you need to stack your hands here, that's a modification. Or reaching out in front, or reaching your hands back by your toes. Last breath, and sitting up on those heels. Let's take another healthy inhale. Hands to the top, side bend, and down. We're going to move into our sun salutations now. So let's work yourself up onto your feet. Push down, rise your hips. We'll start with just a little bit of a Raggedy Ann here, holding your elbows in a forward fold. Just be loose here. Find some freedom of movement. Back and forth. Up and back. Halfway lift. Forward fold. And walk your hands out in front, moving into down dog. With your down dog, you're going to lift your hips up, pressing your heels down into the mat, lowering your shoulders and chest. Nice, strong, long arms, strong legs. Engage the core. Moving into plank. We're going to hold this plank or chaturanga. Your back is parallel to the floor. Look straight down. Your hands are engaged, strong arms, And slowly lower chest, belly, knees to up dog. We're going to hold here. Nice and strong. One variation is coming up onto your toes. And lower down. Tuck your toes down, push up. Hold. You got this, nice and strong. Hips up to down dog. Pressing those shoulders down, hips go up. One leg up to the sky, reach. Bend the knee. Foot goes up and down. Other foot all the way up. Peeing dog, bend the knee. Up and down. Walk your hands back to your toes. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Fold. Walk your hands out into your down dog. Press those heels back. Nice, good stretch. Lowering that chest. Moving into chaturanga. Hold. And lowering. Up dog cobra. These holds today are for their core strength. And tuck your toes. Down dog. Press your elbows. Strong arms. Strong legs. You should feel this in your calf, in your hamstrings. One leg up. Open those hips and drop the foot. Foot goes up and down. Other leg. Really good stretch and bend the knee. Up and down. Walk your hands back to your feet. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Fold. Walk your hands to down dog. Press those heels back. Move into chaturanga. Hold. Strong back. Squeeze your bum. Elbows are pointing back. And lower. Up dog. Tight core. Tuck your toes. Down dog. One leg up. Bend. Up. Down. Other leg up. Bend. Up. Down. And walk your hands back. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Fold. Walk your hands. Down dog. Move forward into plank. Strong belly. Lower. Scoop up. Lower. Tuck your toes. Down dog. Right foot up, bend, up, down, left foot up, bend, up, down, and walk your hands back to forward fold, halfway lift, fold. Just a little bit of a Raggedy Ann here, holding your elbows in a forward fold. Just be loose here. Find some freedom of movement. Back and forth, up and back. Plant your hands on the front of the mat. Bend your knees, lowering your hips, moving right into a good, comfortable squat. Elbows to the insides of your knees. Press your hands together, flat back, belly tight. We're going to hold here as we lower our heart rate. Slow your breath. Inner balance, and peace and harmony. Start to notice your hip flexors, your low back, your belly's taut. A few more breaths. And last one, hands come down to your mat, rise your hips to the sky, and let's just hold your elbows and hang. Let gravity pull and stretch out your back. Planting your hands on your mat, heel toe your feet about hip distance apart, bend your knees, lower your hips as you roll your way back down onto the mat. Roll yourself down onto your mat, holding your knees. We're just going to rock and roll here. Massaging your back forward. If you'd like to go up into plow, if you'd like to come to forward fold, just find some nice, easy movements. And resting your feet down onto the mat. We're going to windshield wiper your knees to the left and the right. Nice spinal twist. So walk your feet out to the edges of your mat and drop them over to the right, up to neutral and left. Working out that low back, giving some good spinal stretches. Left and right. See if you can get that inside knee a little lower as you feel that great stretch along the hip, all the way into the oblique, and the other side, and back to neutral. As we get ready to move into bridge, go ahead and plant your hands down by your hips, pointing your fingers towards your heels about 1 inch away. Start grounding down with your spine into the mat, slight pelvic tilt. And just stay here for a moment as you really engage your core. Kind of bearing down, squeezing all the muscles around your belly button. Really good squeeze. Slow your breath. And we're going to begin to rise into bridge. Tilt your pelvic. Slowly rise your hips, going up. Pushing the hip bones up to the sky without pinching your neck. And we're going to hold here. Feel that muscle in your thigh, your hamstring. Feel that great stretch in your hips. It helps to press the feet into the mat. Squeeze. Maybe you're shaking about now. You got this. Holding. And slowly lower one vertebrae at a time. First your chest, then your middle, and then your hips. And release. We're going to do that 3 or 4 more times. Ready, and pelvic tilt. Squeezing the core and rise the hips up. Squeezing them up and hold. Breathe. You got this. A little bit of burn. And slowly one vertebrae at a time coming down onto the mat. Release the hips. And again, squeeze the belly. Pelvic tilt. Up. Pressing the hands down into the mat. And even feel your rib muscles tightening. And now slowly lower your belly, your pelvic, and release the bum. We'll do 1 more. Here we go. Tilt the pelvic, rise the hips, squeeze. Everything's tight. And lower. For our last one. Nice. Bring your knees into your chest, hug, and just roll, massaging your spine. And forward and back. Rolling and plant the feet. As we do a little more core, hands behind the head, elbows out wide. A few crunches here. We're just going to lift the chin a few inches up, grounding into the core and lower. Up and lower. And lower. Go at your own rate here. Squeezing as you come up. You got this. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. And lower the head and release. Bring one knee in, point that toe, and we're going to bring the opposite elbow to the knee. And lower. And opposite knee, moving into a bicycle. Squeeze. Three, 2, and 1. Lower the feet, lower the head, hands and feet go out long, big stretch. Bringing the knees back up for our final core. Hands go under your hips, raise the feet to the sky, and flex and point. Round and round with your ankles. Other way. And next flex, we're going to open into our straddle. Point and close. Flex, open, point, close. If you'd like a little more core here, lift your head. Feel free to support your head with your hand. Two more. Last one. And nice. Bring those knees in. Just roll around, massaging that spine. Moving into happy baby, open the knees, reach through, grab the ankles, open up the feet. Bring the heels in close to your groin, slowly lowering down your butterfly. Rest your hands on your thighs. Nice hip opener here. And stretch inside your hamstrings. Nice. Bring those knees in before we move into our final SAVASANA, resting pose. Legs come out. Getting completely comfortable, beginning to release your body. One muscle group at a time. Slow your breath. Open your hands up to the sky. Flop your feet open. Relax your knees. Relax your feet. Start releasing the muscles in your stomach. Releasing the chest muscles. Drop your shoulders. And start to really relax in this meditative pose. Just for you. This is your special time to relax. Let your mind drift away. Feel free to open your eyes and watch the photography scenery of downtown Auckland, New Zealand. Start coming back into your body. Wiggling your toes and your fingers. Prop your feet. Prop your knees up. And slowly roll onto your side. Support your body by pushing up. Coming back into easy pose. Healthy breath. Inhale up with your hands. Hands together. Down to heart center. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I'm Kathy, Yoga Around the World. Stay tuned for my next session at a waterfall in New Zealand.